How'd you survive?
I don't know.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Junkyard Digs. Today you join myself, Tom, Angus, and Tom's dad, once again in a random shed in North Iowa. And today we're here for this, Tom's go-kart that he had as a child, which is a chopped up homemade 29 Dodge. And we're going to see if we can get it running, and hopefully live. Tom, what the hell are we looking at today?
Dad could probably fill you in better than me. I think he traded 3 haircuts for it or something like that.
I think so. I don't remember how many. It was in a grove. I think it was a 4-door sedan they cut down to full hemp wagons with.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Probably when I got that was in the 60s. Tom's uncle roared around on it as a kid, and then it sat, and then Tom roared around on it as a kid. They chopped the frame off, see, back here, and then moved the axle forward and shortened up the drive shaft.
Directly to the frame.
So we got a 3-speed trans, I imagine?
Yep.
Is this your brake, or did this one also not have brakes?
Well, this had brakes, but it was a series of cables and pulleys so that when you pushed on the brake, it pulled on the brake.
Emergency brake lever ahead.
And then it squeezed this band on the back of the transmission. So if you were going 40 mile an hour across the bean field and stabbed the brake and yanked the wheel, one wheel would go forward and one would go back.
Yeah.
You could just go like this.
How long do you think this thing's been sitting?
Oh boy.
Tony graduated in 86.
So we're talking
Early
mid-early
80s.
80s.
Yeah.
40 years.
Right.
Holy cow. Seems to
But
be a
the
theme every time we come up here.
The engine turns over though, I think.
It did anyway.
Oh, they're not belled anymore.
He's got some electrical tape repair going on here. Oh. Now I see why we brought
That's
another
why I
one.
bought that other one, because I don't think this is going to hold time very good.
We got a flathead inline 6 Dodge motor.
It originally was an updraft carburetor.
Yes.
Somehow Dad and Al knocked the updraft carburetor
Well,
off.
it sounded like the rods might needed tightened up, so we just took the manure bucket on the loader and tipped it over, and one of the tines hit the carburetor and busted it all to pieces. So we whipped up this
Sheet
U-shape.
metal.
I
sheet
like
metal
that.
intake. Yeah.
Usually I say this as a more general thing, but this time I truly mean it. Where the hell do we start?
I don't know.
Oh, thank God the tractor's here. John!
Howdy.
How are you?
Oh, I'm living the dream.
Man, it's been a while. You just happen to be heading down I-35.
I was. Hop, skip, and a jump.
Want to help us fix Tom's go-kart?
Yeah, hell yeah. That thing is mint.
It's something. After moving some equipment, we were able to hook onto the Dodge and pull her out. Spinning the wheels opposite directions or spinning the motor? Yeah, it's turning the motor.
Yeah.
She's free. Oh hell, we're gonna have this running in no time. A little finagling, we eventually had it in the shop and we were ready to turn wrenches. Well, this looks way worse now that it's in here. Tom, what'd you use to fix the radiator here?
That's body putty, I think.
I think so. I don't think it worked.
That's 14-year-old me attempting to plug holes with body putty.
With Bondo?
It didn't work.
I can tell you right now, you need to take the starter off and clean it up because it didn't work last time.
It didn't work.
Oh, okay.
Dad says that when they dragged it out of the grove and brought it home and got it running, it didn't have a hose, so they used inner tube.
Bicycle inner tube. The old mechanic from Rowan here came out today. Al and I were trying to get it running, and he says, "Oh, you'll never make that old thing run," but it was running before he left.
You might need to clean out your radiator here. You have a mouse nest in
Is there a
there.
mouse
Mouse
nest?
nest?
Oh, boy.
Maybe their mouse nest will plug the holes.
Oh, okay. Good call, put it back. Well, I say we divide and conquer. Someone pulls our distributor out and another
Yep.
team
I'll
works
get
on getting our starter.
I'll get started on the starter.
Perfect.
Dives away from the distributor fast as
Find
possible.
the tools up there, guys.
Well, I'll get to work on the interior. Well, what's left of the interior.
I think I got some arm roll if you want to shine up the
Yeah, shine it up. That leather will come right back to life.
Man, we did a 51, last week, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, 2 weeks
Now we're doing a 29. What is happening on this channel anymore?
This one has driver input advance.
Oh, you can mechanically advance the
Yeah.
timing? So this might be all sorts of goofs.
It might not work.
Here's some veneer for the dash.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, there it is.
Yeah, well, hang on. What is that battery cable, Tom?
Which end? That one's custom twist.
So this is supposed to be like a normal battery cable that bolts down?
I think so. Bolt, grab the
that
bolt.
to the bolt, and then put this around a battery, like a deep cycle
I
battery?
think that was on the starter solenoid.
Oh, that makes sense. Oh, yeah.
That was on the other starter solenoid. The bushing on this end is free, and the bushing on this end is free.
It's probably in our case.
So I'm worried the armature is seized into the...
And magnets on the inside.
I was trying to avoid tearing the far enough apart to screw the brushes up, but I might not be able to avoid
You might
that.
have to do it.
We believe in you, Tom. So, Ed, you got any new starters sitting around?
No, not for a Dodge.
So we've devised a plan, and it revolves around a torch and a hammer and a punch.
Oh, God. That thing has been in there for nearly 100 years.
So you're saying there's a chance?
No. Not even a little.
Well, they revived the Titanic, didn't they?
No.
Well, how'd they make the movie?
It lives there now. This is its home. We're disturbing its peace.
Maybe we just hook up a second distributor and put a crank on the end and have John just sit in the passenger seat.
We guess.
Faster.
John, we need to speed up a little bit. We need to advance.
What if we just supplied them all with 6 volts all the time?
Just 6 volts?
Yeah, not too much spark.
Damn, I'm noticing a theme. The first 10 minutes of this video is everything's stuck.
Imagine that!
Can't get anything to turn
Can't
or...
believe it.
I don't know why it'd be stuck sitting in the grove for 4 years.
I'm actually amazed the engine's not stuck.
Yeah, that thing spun like it was nothing. It's probably
Used too
concerning.
much oil.
She's not moving. She's... Whoop! There, I broke it. God damn it! That's exactly what I was trying not to do. What is that?
Don't look like. Oh,
It's
Is
a
that-
bearing of sorts.
it went on to here.
It was
Or a retainer plate, maybe?
no. Dang it.
Well, I don't
I
think...
don't know if that's.
I
Very
don't think
important.
you broke that, Tom. I think that's been broke
It's
for a
very
long...
brittle.
There's a lot missing
Just
from the looks
pot
of
metal. I don't see why that is a very important piece.
Nah.
Actually, it's got the front bearing and the back bearing.
it. We
That's
can
all
always
most of them
we can always pull start with the tractor too. So
Yeah.
That's true.
this might be a totally different story.
What?
How's it going?
Really good.
We're the exact same spot where you left us off at. Well, actually, correction. We now have a piece of metal.
What is that?
I don't know it. Well,
Great. Now you're making more of them.
I'm sorry.
I found this piece of wire.
Good job, gentlemen.
You must have been excited to get here.
He knows what pain awaits him here with the stuff we work on.
What are
Hi,
we
Dad.
doing?
How are you?
What did you do to your son to make him this way?
The starter
It's
team.
moving.
If this is a race, you guys are winning, for the record.
Oh, good. I don't know what we're doing. We're breaking something.
I think the armature's coming out with it.
Is it?
I think so.
Kevin's most recent deal was an Oliver, and he found it started best with the crank.
Yeah,
These don't have crank start, do they?
29, I think it
I
does.
bet it does.
Oh shit.
My 37's even got it.
Do we have? We don't have a crank though.
I got a crank for the 37. Whether it fits a Dodge, I don't know. We'd have to look at the front pulley and see what it.
Well,
I think that.
it does turn, but it slips a lot. Oh, there she goes.
It is moving.
All right, starter team takes the lead. They got their thing to come apart. Yeah, of course it's a race. Oh, there you go. Progress. I'll push down here, you hit the thing. Ready? Yep. Oh. She's spinning.
That looks like that's moving.
Is it coming up?
Yep.
Except I'm gonna use my bike.
Watch your knuckle.
There we go.
Careful, she's probably warm.
Oh, the channel locks in.
Hey, there we go. That looks entirely different from what we brought.
It does. Is there still a piece down in there?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, the shaft snapped off, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Oh, shit. Oh, that's why it didn't spin.
So our shaft that's left in the motor still spins.
And there's a little bit of tongue left on it, or whatever you want to call that.
Tiny, tiny bit.
And we're gonna take our new distributor, which is the wrong diameter,
Perfect.
but I think we can bushing this up,
Yeah.
and then we can maybe make this one work. We're gonna get creative.
We can do it.
Can't imagine that that's very important.
I can't help but agree.
Engineers, especially in the 20s, put a lot of parts that weren't necessary in their starters.
They wanted to overbuild it. They didn't know much about electricity.
Yeah, electricity was just recently discovered.
This is a creative idea. I
I
like
worked
this.
for an old mechanic that it was manually operated, but it was like an apple peeler, and you could run these things. We rebuilt starters all the time. You could run this thing through there and level that off so nice.
How's she feel?
Oh, smooth as butter.
Sounds like it.
I don't know if I want that.
I might try to cut some more.
Grind some of that. Well, it could be on your other side too.
Well, I've been shining on that too.
on them's.
Ooh, that one I need to hit some more. I must have missed that one.
All right, John. What have we discovered?
Well, we got our pin here.
Our drive shaft for the distributor drive shaft.
Sure. So, this here is just a connector. That should pop right out of there, maybe.
It's all bent up.
A little bit of...
Yeah,
We'll get that.
Yeah.
But we should be able to just put the other distributor right into that slot. And it should, in theory.
Work.
Yeah.
Okay, so we know what to do now that that distributor drive shaft comes out. The thing is, we need to make this diameter this size. They are quite different. The old one's much bigger. So we need to find something like a piece of pipe or something to make a bushing. I think I know just the shed to look in. The old workshop. There's enough junk in here to do about anything. Let's see what we can find.
Stay.
This.
Ooh, there you go.
Too big. Breaker, can we have a bushing, please? Over.
Oh god, there's so much cool stuff out here. All right, we're gonna need that. I got a radiator hose situation figured out.
Starter solenoid. Jump on the starter solenoid.
Oh, we need that. That looks like a continuous duty, but it might still work.
And then we're going to need a clock for that thing?
Those are all Dodge bearings right there. Hey, are those F100 mirrors?
Well, they're not hockey pads. Yes,
Those are
they
square body or F100, I think.
That looks like...
That's what they call John, the John Deere power luber.
That's so... That's...
I thought that was the one that you carried up here. I think this might be pretty darn close.
That's damn close to the OD.
We'll need to grind that down just a
about
little
the-
bit.
ID? Ooh, dude, that
Really
might be the
close.
piece right there.
Jeez, that is an unbalanced hammer.
I'm not ready to see if this son of a gun will work. There's almost no chance.
Holy crap. I like how it sounds like it has an exhaust note.
Are we clear?
We're clear.
Nothing.
Nothing. There you go. It sounds like there's the slightest distant whiff of compression on like one of them.
That thing's not going to turn anything with compression.
All right. In the quest of making a bushing on this old piece of pipe, I got to grind all the weld off here, so we're going to be here for a bit. We've got our weld ground out of the way. Now we need to turn this all down about, what do you say, 30 thou?
Yeah, another 30 thou, and then
Okay.
another 30 thou, and then another 30 thou.
And to make things consistent,
Maintain your speed if you can.
two-man lathe.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty good.
I think we got a ways to go, but
Let's go see if it fits. We're really good at this. No, we're not. Couple high spots yet, but we are getting pretty close. Another 30.
another 30.
30 thou. While I continued shaping the distributor bushing, my dad and Tom got to work on making the carburetor move.
No way this is ever gonna work again.
Can we remove this?
I don't know, it does have little screws. I'm sure they're gonna come right out.
Christmas. You might wanna
Almost
buy your dad a new
guaranteed.
torch.
I think we're back to the old Christmas ham.
Iron stuff up there, right?
You're kidding me. What?
I think that plate is totally rusted around the throat.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Is this magnetic?
I don't know.
It's not magnetic.
No, totally disappointed. Now I know what to get Dad for Christmas, besides a ham.
Meanwhile, look at this. We're so close. So close with our bushing. Now we can heat it up and press it on.
Pushing out.
How about that? That's different. Let's see if she fits. Da-da-da. Ha ha ha! Look at that. It doesn't even wiggle the slightest amount. And it rotates. That is fantastic. All right, now all I have to do is get the distributor drive shaft to work and we got it dizzy. Real quick, a pause from the action to talk about the sponsor of today's video, Raycon, and their new and improved everyday earbuds. Now, I could read off my talking points like normal, or we could have some fun with this.
Good morning.
Put these in.
Okay.
I'm gonna read the talking points to you, and you try to guess what I'm saying.
These are nicer and newer than the ones I have.
Thumbs up! Raycon just launched their new upgraded version of their everyday earbuds.
What? Oh, am I supposed to read back to you?
Yeah.
Oh. Uh-oh. Beep. I hear the beep.
This isn't a hearing test, you're okay.
You can't read that script.
The new Raycon earbuds offer an ergonomic design, active cancellation, and multi-point connection.
The ergonomic truck goes on the tour.
That actually made sense.
I'm getting a raise.
They're available in a vibrant new array of colors.
Only if you can go to the bar.
The new earbuds offer quick charge, which means with only 10 minutes of charging, you get 90 minutes of playtime.
The deers fought Elmer Fudd for base time.
Wow.
Wow.
The wireless charging case has a 32-hour battery life.
The telephone wires are, I don't know,
32-hour battery life.
32 buckets are doing what?
As before, they have optimized gel tips. They stay in your ears and they are very comfortable.
Wait for the optimal time to strike for best yields.
Give us a shake.
What?
Try to... See? There we go. They stay in. It's not just me. Those are really good. Another new feature is that they are now truly waterproof with an IP66 rating.
The avocados and apples have reached a peace agreement. I hope this makes more sense to you.
Seriously, if you guys have never checked out a pair of Raycons, the old ones were amazing, but the new ones are even better. I use my Raycons all the time when I'm working in the shop. They're excellent for keeping my hands free so I can do things like answer phone calls to keep the business running, yet still turn wrenches. And if for some reason you're unsatisfied, they offer a 30-day happiness guarantee.
Oh, you were saying something. Sorry, you got a great playlist.
If for some reason you're unsatisfied, they offer a 30-day happiness guarantee.
Therapy will make sadness into happiness today.
Best of all, Raycons come at half the price of other brands with zero drop in quality.
The basketball game is at 9 tonight.
So if you guys want to check out a pair for yourself, go to buyraycon.com/JYD for 15% off your order plus free shipping.
I don't even know where to begin.
buyraycon.com/JYD.
buyraycon.com/free CD? What kind of promo code is that?
Look at 15% off
15 the cent ball.
plus free shipping.
Free ships.
Yeah, there we go. buyraycon.com/JYD for 50% off and free shipping. All right, let's get back to the video.
Beep.
How's it going?
We just about got her look.
Holy hell.
Hardly a problem at all, really.
This came out of it.
That?
Yeah. What is that? Do we need that? Yay! I win, I always win. Hardly any reason for that to have been such a problem. We still want to figure out what's in the bowl.
Oh.
Look yummy.
You know what? Honestly, I've seen a lot
Thought
worse.
it might be worse?
I've seen worse and I've made worse run.
It doesn't need an accelerator pump.
No, not really.
It's not going to run anywhere.
Yeah. We're not taking it on power tour after all? How
Needle
about that
stuck?
fuel inlet tube? Is that big enough, you think? I mean, the brake line was bigger than that. It works!
The needle valve even works?
Awesome. What? The thing's gonna work, I'm telling you.
So I'm over here working on the base plate, and I made a discovery. So I saw that this screw here went down through the base plate, and that's a little bit different than the one that he has. So I took this nut off on the back side, and this is the same base plate. However, what they did is they adapted it to fit a different style point, and they just bent over that other plate there for the points. I'm gonna try and get that off so we can clean everything up, or I might just leave it alone, clean it up where it's at, and then pop it in that other distributor.
All right, midday. Time for an update. Carburetor team busy at work.
Almost certainly gonna fail.
He got most everything freed up at this point.
Yeah.
We've got our throttle blade here, which had a bunch of holes in it. It's got some JB weld drying on it right now. Our distributor bushing is good to go. It fits perfect. We need to cut this shaft down to length though to meet up with that guy. John is over here cleaning up our base plate with our points and stuff on it. Ooh, that looks good.
Cleaned up points there, and then cleaned up where the tang meets. Oh, we'll see.
It might work. Dr. Angus, what's your over-under on this thing running?
My brain can't comprehend the lack of chance we have.
He's just been like this confused face since we showed up 4 hours ago.
Well, we got 2 cylinders with no compression.
Which means we have 4 with compression?
I think so. Well, minor compression anyway.
Enough for your thumb. There's nothing there. There's really nothing there. Really not a lot there.
Well, I can see the valve is stuck on that one. I can see it stuck open.
How do
Long
we...
punch and see if I can knock it down.
Okay, that works. A couple sticky valves. We're shooting some oil on them, hammering them up and down as is tradition, but since it's a flathead,
Sounds like that's
we gotta get to it without taking the head off.
There it is. It's going up and down, but I'm not sure it's close. But it is going up and down.
Alright. That'll free up, right? While everyone else worked on the valves and got them to move freely, I set to work on the distributor shaft. Alright, here it is. Our fully finished, modified distributor. It appears to maybe be in somewhat. Alright, moment of truth. Look at that. I mean, it's terrible, but it works. Okay, we have a distributor that spins, so let's proceed to do all the other things to make it spark. Well, Angus found some wires out in the old shed.
Parts store.
Those
Should
look
be
to be
long
working.
enough. Gonna have to time in a little advance for all the time it takes to travel 1920 hours spark.
We did set it to somewhere near the top of one of the cylinders, which we determined to be one. Now we gotta take that cap back off that doesn't fit and check to see if we got spark on. Oh, we don't even have a battery or any of the 12-volt system wired up. We just have spark plug wires, that's it.
Wait,
Yeah.
you need more?
Well, we're getting close to the point that we're gonna wire things up. But before we do that, you know, we have to have a floor. That's not carpet, that's moss.
Let me take a piece of a fence off.
Nice. We can even
Now you
bail.
can sit on the spare tire.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, it's starting to show some cords.
You got some baling wire, right? We can just tie that pallet down.
And just sit on the spare.
Oh, it's safer than it's ever been. Look at what we made out of this old pallet.
Look what we made out of this old pallet. We made a seat.
We made a 29 Dodge. It looks streamlined now. It looks fast. Actually, we could tie the pallet to the frame with wires. Then we could tie the seat to the pallet with wires as well. Oh, no, Angus has got it. That's it. There it is. All
terrifying.
right, hop on, take it for a rip.
And you said you didn't know how to do upholstery. That's beautiful work.
All right, well, there's a seat. Now that that's done, let's put a battery in it and see if we can get the ignition to work.
I bet it does have any sparks.
I bet you're right.
Yeah, let's hear it. It's like that Ford truck you got.
Oh, I just thought of something. Oh, and the rotor fell off.
Oh, there's no rotor.
It's not the right one. It's not opening the points. It's just moving everything.
So if you put this screw in,
I'll try it again. Okay, second screw is in.
They're bouncing.
I don't see them sparking, but
No.
believe it or not, it probably doesn't have any continuity to, anything.
Have we cleaned them?
Yep, nothing there.
Nothing there.
I don't know why. You telling me
That ignition switch doesn't work?
the original ignition
Oh, I just
switch
can't
doesn't work?
imagine that would be the
That's bizarre. All right, well, let's
hooked up.
hunt down some gremlins.
Oh, there it is. There you Oh, look at that. I don't know what about that spark, but it did spark. It's more like fire than
It's the
spark.
screw behind it.
It worked once.
Did it?
Yeah, it worked when I was a kid.
Tom, it's been decades since you were a kid.
Shut up. Nobody asked you.
Are we ready?
Ready. It's jump and open and close, but it's not sparking.
Maybe we lost continuity again. We did indeed. Let me.
Wiggle that. That wire is loose. Can you tighten that house screw?
Yeah, this wood screw. Let me try.
Right in that hole.
Oh, yeah.
One of those in the
Hey, we've got spark.
We might have spark.
We do. I saw it jumping already. We have spark.
got spark?
We got spark.
Wow.
Let's see what it does. We'll just that into place. Okay.
Doesn't that work right?
No. And since the cap this isn't a circle anymore, I think this knocks it off like immediately. And it just falls off. It's not even close, but it came out of the other one. So it's been wrong for 40 years.
Yeah.
It did one rotation and fell off.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, there's our next problem. Let's figure it out. Okay, here's the solution. We're gonna permanently adapt this to take a Chevy rotor. Nah. There we go. That feels a lot better. The bushing got a little loose when it cooled, but we're not gonna worry about that. All right, here we go. First real attempt. Hit it. Yeah,
Smoke's
right
coming
in there.
out.
Well,
He's cranking.
hit her again.
Fire out. He's cranking.
We might have lost spark or something.
No, still got
That
spark.
good spark.
Still sparking?
I wouldn't say good spark, but it has enough to lightly shock me from a distance. Maybe she's
Doing
flooded.
nothing.
It definitely tried the very first time, and then it
I
got
thought I heard it fire once.
This
Maybe,
smoke
yeah.
blew some smoke out of the exhaust pipe.
smoke and everything.
Still got spark. She don't
Hardly.
crank very fast.
Hardly any
She
spark.
ain't got very
myself.
much compression.
Which is funny. If we give it any more, I think it'll not
won't even
start.
crank.
Yeah, it won't even crank.
It even shot, it don't even feel like it shot.
Not really.
All right, well, our battery cable's melting over here, so.
Yeah, that whole starter's drawing a ton of amps without making much speed. Ready?
Yep.
Nothing.
Go.
Now we won't do it.
Well, it worked last time. Let's try the transflow again, see if we get that compression up a little bit.
We all got spark.
It's trying to run off the one cylinder. Do that again.
It's finally
it's
spinning
blowing
fast
smoke.
enough.
I guess so. Alright, well those are probably flooded to hell now. Let's top it off with something flammable.
Ether or something?
Ether dries out.
Let me put the cap on as quick as you do that.
Wheelies by midnight or you gotta sell it, right? Are those the rules?
I don't know if anybody will give us 3 haircuts for it nowadays.
Is that what Dad paid
I
for
think
it?
that's what Dad paid for.
2 or 3 haircuts when I was a barber, but I think they were $1.50 a Here,
A pop?
Yeah.
So you,
$3 maybe, yeah.
that's like 2 beers today.
Yeah, from the same guy, I got a 1930 Dodge when I was 14 for a day's labor. It was a Dodge Coupe, and I made it run. I wish I still had it.
Are we ready? Yeah, that helped a lot.
Man, now it's really angry. Go for it.
We're making smoke. We're letting the smoke out of the battery cables.
Unfortunately, at this point, we were nearing the end of the day and running out of time. This was supposed to be a quick and dirty revival since we needed the time to prep the C10 for Power Tour this week. However, as you can tell, this thing needs a lot more work, but we figured maybe with a little more RPM we can up the dynamic compression, get it spinning fast enough, and maybe, just maybe, it'll make some smoke. To do that, we figured the best way was to hook it to the back of the tractor, throw it in gear, and dump the clutch.
You got your seatbelt on, Ames?
No! I want to be as far from this thing when it rolls as possible. I want to be ejected.
The engine is not rotating. Let the clutch out. Now it is. The clutch works. Yeah, I think so. You know what?
Not hearing much.
Yeah, we'll just let him drag him around for a little bit. Oh, there's a bunch of smoke. Yeah, and then the tires quit turning. It's whipping over. Give me some throttle. Oh, here's some puffs. Give her some throttle.
Well, I'm on the floor.
Run off. Floor it. Is that first gear? Yeah. Yeah, it's full of smoke under it. Get more speed in it. Come on. Oh. Sounded different. I don't know.
What I heard it bang was.
Yeah, I definitely did a couple times. Our timing might be totally goofed. Who
I
knows?
thought I saw a big cloud of smoke over there. I'm like, oh, it's gonna go.
It did a couple single pops once in a while. Tom, your go-kart sucks. Why can't you just have some with a 5-horse Briggs?
It was, well, we do.
Why didn't we work on the one with the 5-horse
We could
Briggs?
probably still have it running in an hour.
Sounds like there might be a valve hanging
One
up.
valve
once in a
hanging
while.
up.
We had a better starter and a better engine.
Yeah. Maybe tires.
Maybe tires.
Tires that turn would help. I'm
Maybe
sure.
more car.
Yeah. Maybe if we just started.
on a pallet.
We're going minimalist.
I thought it might, but I don't know. You
We
don't
have
know
a-
what your timing is.
We have a
Bill.
windshield.
You
We don't
guys-
have a car.
You guys got to do the Cheech and Chong thing.
I don't think we can. It's too breezy in here.
How's my driving?
How's my driving,
I don't know,
Carrie?
man.
Excuse me, sir. Where's your license?
License for what?
You've never seen Cheech and Chong. Excuse me, sir. Where's your license?
Aren't they back there? You really didn't.
No, I've never seen that movie.
We gotta sit down and watch some Cheech and Chong.
How's my driving, man?
They were parked.
What's in this?
This is the love
This is
machine.
Labrador, man.
Labrador.
Let's soak her down again.
It was smoking pretty good
It
there.
smoked pretty good. Yeah.
Let me slide down here and let's spray nature while it's going.
Drive it though.
Yeah,
That was probably the safest it's ever been,
could be.
acting as a constant brake for
Right.
a tractor.
Did we have fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had beer.
She popped a couple times, smoked a little bit.
I think there's more to the story for the 29 Dodge, but I don't think we're gonna get to it today.
I think so. I looked back 2 or 3 times and there was a pretty good cloud of smoke and I kept thinking, oh my golly, maybe.
We had a couple big boosts, but I'm sure everything's just about totally wrong.
Yeah, that's what I think too. It's just
Timing, all of it, starter.
not much compression and probably
A
the
big
timing
parts
and
list on eBay, it might be a whole different deal.
Right.
Regardless, thank you guys very much for joining us on this quick, dirty episode of Junkyard Digs. We're getting ready for Power Tour, which will be next week, so we needed something fast. Unfortunately, unlike back in the day, this wasn't very fast,
This wasn't very fast.
and it didn't run very great either. But we gave it our best. We're not done with it. I'm sure we'll come back, hang out with Ed, and Dad, and Tom, and all these guys once again someday, and give it another go. Best way to support the channel is check out the merch at junkyarddigs.com. We'll see you guys right here next week for another one. Peace. All right, let's go get the C10 ready. I don't think this one's gonna make it to Bowling Green.
What? What about our custom interior work? You're telling me we waste a whole 20 minutes on that?
I fell to the seat like
You didn't fall to the seat. You were just heavier than Angus.